everyone. I'm here again. Um, I was thinking I'll just post another story. This one will be the infamous crazy bleach lady story. Basically, about, wow, I say basically and about in conjunction very often. I should say very, a lot, and a lot. Alright, so this woman, don't know her name, she's probably around 40, mid 40s, early 50s. Really something you would see out of a Tim Burton movie, a claymation movie. Just her body looked out of proportion, and piles of dirty clothing everywhere in a whole row of 2 rows about. And she would come in and she would put her clothing in, start the machines up, and she would either do one of two things. She would either put 2 or 3 articles of clothing per machine, or stuff the machine so full that barely any water gets in. Regardless of how much clothing she was putting in these machines, she was dumping a whole gallon of bleach. A whole gallon. And you're not supposed to do that because the residue from bleach could conceivably stay in the machine and then ruin someone else's clothing after they come and wash. The thing about her is she was doing this. She would maybe, I would get in and she'd be well into washing, and I would talk to whoever was working before I came into my shift, and she would basically say, yeah, she's been here since 4. I get in at 6. That's 2 hours of straight washing. How much crap can one woman have? But the thing is, she wasn't just one woman. She was also with this younger guy, a Hispanic, maybe 20s, about. But he had this little voice like this talk. He barely ever talked, because if he talked, hi, that's how he sounded. And so he rarely talked. But he just did everything she told him to do. It was like Dr. Frankenstein and Igor, but that's not in the book, that's only in the movies, because he needed a sidekick that was deformed. Because, all mad scientists. But Frankenstein wasn't mad, he was... Okay, never mind. Walk in and it's just overpowering. It slaps you in the face, the smell. I got new headphones. Yay! Okay, but it's overpowering. The smell of bleach slaps you in the face, and you can't do anything about it. But, the first time, I didn't say anything to her, because she was almost done washing. She'd be gone. It was bothering people, but not really. I mean, I had to clean up like crazy that day, because there was dirt and leaves and grass on the floor every time she would come in. And she made a habit of coming in every 8 days. Can't argue with me about any kind of laundry product thing, because I probably know more about it than you do. And I didn't say that. I hope I had, because then maybe she wouldn't have come back after that time. Because, I told her not to, and she kept on doing it, but I just didn't have the heart to do anything. Like, whatever, she's just nutty. And so then she came back a third time. This time she was with her husband, and I was somewhere else, probably in here, reading or something. And I just hear this, kind of like a loud, crashy sound, and I go out and look, and I see her throw away this bottle of bleach. I was like, okay, but she's always throwing them out. Oh, so on a side note, when I went to throw out the trash, every time she's here, there's a white pickup truck, an old, 1992 white pickup truck in the back. It's kind of raggedy, filled with black bags of laundry and gallons of bleach. Like maybe 50 gallons of bleach in the back of this pickup truck. It's insane. And so this time, apparently one of the bottles was open improperly, and it was spilling when she was... Because she just pours it like this. She just, takes it and goes and dumps it. That's not the sound it makes. But she dumps it, and apparently it splashed. It got on a guy's sweater as he's playing a video game. We have an arcade here. It also got in his eyes. The bleach stained people's clothing that they had left on top of the counters. She basically ruined a lot of people's clothing that day. I was like, ma'am, that's it, Either you start following the directions on the back of the bleach bottle, or I'm going to have to kick you out. When they started fighting, her husband and the guy, he was like, it's $100 sweater, and blah, blah, blah. And then the husband comes up to the counter, and he's like, all right, well, you're going to be our witness here that I'm going to pay him. I was like, nope, can't be a witness to any of this. You guys are responsible for your own thing. Just, start following the directions on the back of the bleach bottles, or else I'm going to have to kick you guys out. And the guy got kind of offended. He's like, oh, whatever. He walks off, and... I'm making sure, yeah, sure enough, she's measuring, putting some bleach in a cup. Just putting some bleach in a cup. pours it, looks around, puts more bleach in the cup, and just keeps doing that. So she's not actually measuring out what's supposed to be measured out. And I'm like, ma'am, you can't keep doing that. Like, if I see you doing it again, I'm going to have to kick you out. Okay. So she's done with some of the washers. She's putting them in the dryer. And then I see her again. This time she's just holding the bottle upside down, letting all the bleach drain. Like, literally, whole bottle. Like, that's it, man. Just don't even put money in it. Put it in a paper bag, plastic bag, and go. Like, wait for your clothing to dry, but that's it. You can't put this one in the wash. It's still soaked in bleach. You can't do that. I haven't seen her since. That was about 2 weeks ago, so 8-day thing kind of went down the drain. I don't know, maybe, I have a feeling she's killing little babies or kids from daycares, and she's disposing of the evidence in the blood from the clothing by bleaching everything. Because why else would you bleach stuff? Which reminds me about my French onion soup story that I never even talked about here. But maybe I should say that for another video. French onion soup. It's made of people.